Hi, welcome back. Today we are presenting to you a pen that is really interesting, although this subject may be a matter of some controversy because it is a Chinese pen. And many times Chinese pens are not very well considered because of some control quality issues. However, we found this particular pen to be really interesting. First of all, the pen is from our collection. It was bought off eBay for about 20 euros or something like that, and the box is just a plain cardboard box, nothing much to it. On the underside it has the name of the pen. It is a PENBBS 308. Then there is the cold color, and in the website, in the eBay auction, they call it Firefly. So the pen comes inside this simple box. It has this spongy thing to protect the pen, and it has this also this sponge around the pen. The pen comes inside this plastic wrap, and let's see it. So the pen is the PENBBS 308 Firefly. This Firefly is how should I say, a fluorescent, transparent fluorescent yellow color. Not easy to see under this lighting. I'll try to, if I put a white background, maybe it gets a little easier to understand the color. It is not equal, but very similar to Waterman culture that we already have. This pen is much more flashy than it looks here on this video. The pen, if you see it, maybe you start thinking, I think I recognize this pen. You're right, this pen is very similar, in our opinion, to a Sailor. This is the Sailor 1911 large, and this is the PENBBS 308. And if you see if you watch it carefully, you'll see that this pen is a few millimeters longer than the Sailor. It has only one ring, one cap band instead of these two rings. It has no ring here, it has no ring on the section, and has the same kind of clip. But let's see, they are very similar, but let's see this pen on detail. First, let's make a close-up of it. The clip is a plain clip. Here on the top there is this little round piece that keeps the clip on place. The clip is quite strong, very good, and it looks well made and resistant. This I think it can't be unscrewed very easily, but I think I don't want to do it. The only thing that I find a little strange in this pen is that this is a little lower than this one. This what I mean is the width of this top piece of the cap is not as wide as the rest of the cap. But when you see the pen, you won't notice it. You'll just notice when you hold it and touch it here, because it is such a strong color that you won't even notice it There's no visual problem to it. It has here written PENBBS, and then it says 266. I don't really know what this number means. If someone knows, please say something on the comments. This pen is fully transparent with a very nice transparency. These are not scratches. These are part of this burlap material. And the pen is very well made. Very solid. It has a thick acrylic walls. As you can see, the cap has this simple design. The pen is a cigar shaped. What can we see even from the outside is that even the section is transparent. You can see the feed and the ink here, and you can see it has no separate inner cap inside the cap. It just has a step here that makes in a full piece one inner cap to avoid the nib to dry out. And here you can see it is a cartridge converter pen. So let's see how it is inside. The cap has this nice thing. It has threads and it is a screw fit cap. It's very nice. The nib is a quite long nib, as you can see. You can see it here, and it has a very nice clean design with these ornaments, and it says let's try to focus closely. Okay. It says here PENBBS since 2005, and it is a fine pointed nib. I think this pen is only available as a fine pen, as a fine nib. And it also has down there China, because this pen is made in China. The nib, the feed is a regular feed, and the nib is a nice nib. Let's just compare it with the size of a Sailor 1911 large. You can see this is a steel nib, and this is a 21 karat gold nib. So there's no comparison in that, but the size is quite similar, and you can see some resemblances between these two pens. The one difference is that the section is a little wider on the Sailor and a little longer on the PENBBS. The barrel unscrews, and here it has a nice feature for some of the users, not really for me, but for some of them, which is the quite long thread. You have to take several turns, and one interesting thing, it has a rubber O-ring here, and this rubber O-ring and the long thread, it tells me that maybe this can be easily converted to an eyedropper. It has a very nice, it is a well-made but unbranded converter, and it seems compatible with the Parker or Lamy cartridges, but the Parker cartridge is too long to fit in this barrel, so I'll stick with this converter, which is quite good. The pen feels very resistant. It is a thick pen with thick walls, very well made, with a very good transparency. And let's just see how it writes. Some Chinese pens have the problem of a dry nib and very fine. Okay, how is this pen? This is the PENBBS 308. As you can see, it is a fine nib. Just to have a better view, it is a fine nib. However, it writes beautiful. It is a wet nib, yet very fine. It's not scratchy at all. It is some kind of a perfect nib to write with. Really good. And this is PENBBS 308. The paper is the usual Rhodia dot pad. The nib is made of stainless steel and it is an F nib, and the ink is the Montblanc Saint-Exupéry. What can I say about this pen? It writes very well, very well tuned. Because the nib is really fine, you can't actually see too much wetness, but it's really a nice pen. Since I have it, it never failed on me. It writes every time. It's really smooth, and if you try to have some line variation, you can. Not much, but who cares? I don't really like line variation, so for me it's not a problem. But as you can see, it really is a fine nib. This is a great pen for a good price, and if you prefer, you can find this pen in the version of black and chrome finish. You don't need to get this version. There are lots of variation, transparent, marbled, solid colors. An interesting brand to watch for, and more than that, it's interesting to see how some Chinese brands are getting into the market with really nice made pens, really well made pens, and with good quality control, and still have a nice price. This is a really well made pen because it has no other parts than the feed, the nib, the section, the barrel, and then the cap. Although the cap has the clip and this top part, I don't think there is any weak spots on this pen. We'll write with these more, and throughout time we'll be able to say how it behaves, but it's hard to beat a very nice pen as this one. And if you just want to leave the same kind of impression as if you hold a sailor, you can just buy this one with the black resin and gold plated clip and trim, and it looks like this sailor. Although we can't compare the way the nibs behave, because this is a solid gold, 21 karat gold, and this is just a steel pen. But this is a pen for, I think, about 200 euros, and this is a pen for 20 euros. This is the kind of pen that I would recommend for beginners, more than other cheaper pens, because they have a lot of small pieces that may not be so good and may break. This one is a very good acrylic. I don't think it will break. So very nice pen, very impressed with the brand PENBBS and with this good smooth steel nib. Thank you all for watching the video. Please subscribe and follow us on the blog. See you next time. Bye.